Okay. So first of all, good morning to all. If anyone is first time on the Tech trainings, quick introduction. My name is Alexander Kostic, and I'm sales engineer for Snap One covering Europe and Middle East, located in the Belgrade office in Serbia. Today we schedule training on OvrC and everything what is new on OvrC, new features, and especially we will speak about the new registration process, which includes Control4 project registration through the OvrC accounts. So first, can you just confirm me that you can see my screen? You should see map with OvrC locations. Great.
Yep.
Okay, so what is the most important thing when we are speaking about Control4 registration through OvrC is how we link our OvrC account and our my.control4 account. Because historically, everything related to the Control4 project management and everything what included the new customer account creation and project assignment was done through the my.control4 portal. So we are in fact now migrating all those functions from my.control4 to the OvrC. So in order to have all the customers and proper relation between the dealer account and OvrC registration process, the first thing and the most important thing is how we link our OvrC account with our my.account account. So let's take a look first in the account list. Every OvrC account, it has its owner and email address. The account which is owner of OvrC account generally should be the main account on the company level, which is used on my.control4 as well. Ideally, this email should be the same just to prevent any potential confusion. So you can use the same email, the same account to create OvrC account like you use for your admin my.control4 account. Additionally, on OvrC, any additional technician which you create can be additional user in OvrC, like listed here. And furthermore, through the groups and the user assignment in OvrC, you can define permissions for additional users and limit access to certain customers, etc. So first of all, what we need to do on OvrC when we have admin OvrC account is to link our OvrC account with my.control4. So for example, here I have, just find it, I have my.account account. My admin, my.account account, like dealer account, is a Caustic plus dealer. So I have to link my admin OvrC account to this account, which is my main account on my.control4. So how I do that? I go to the OvrC, I log in with my main account, go to accounts, and here in the upper right corner, I have option link Control4 partner account. So I will click here and I will put my main account from the my.control4. In this case, it is a Caustic. So just be careful when you are doing this because this link cannot be undone. So if you make a mistake and you link your OvrC account to the wrong email address here, you would need to create a new OvrC account in order to link it to the proper my.control4 account. So just check several times what is your main my.control4 account before you link your OvrC account to it. Additionally, just to point out regarding creation of OvrC account, on the main OvrC.com page, you have option to create account, but you should create account there only once per company to create your admin account. Any additional technician which you need to link to your main account, you add as a user here on the OvrC. So you are creating on OvrC.com account only once per company, and that is like a main owner account on the company level. All right, so that is the main thing what you need to do to link your OvrC and my.control4 account. If that is done properly, anything what you do further from OvrC when Control4 is in question will be visible in your my.control4. Any new customer created will be added to the list of your customers in my.control4 under this account which you linked to your OvrC. Is there any questions so far regarding this?
Nope.
Okay. It is quite important that we do this first step properly, because if there is some mismatch between the accounts, the customers will appear on different place. Okay, so now we have our main account, user accounts on the OvrC, and we linked our main account to dealer account on my.control4.com. Now let's go to the customers. We go on the list. We create a new customer. I already created one new customer called demo. We create new customer. By default, it will be completely empty. First, what we will do, we will add our controller there. Let's add device. We put MAC address from the controller. And we have two options to verify it, either using ID button from the controller or using the service tag. It's easier using the service tag. We do not need physically to press any buttons this way. So I just copy and paste service tag serial number from the controller. I can define the name, for example, or 3, verify, device verified. And I can create some room, maybe rack, to place this controller in the OvrC project. And in notes, I can add any comment related to the to this device, like main controller director, and maybe IP address. This is just description, so it is fully optional. So I'm adding this core controller now, and this core controller is now part of my new customer site on OvrC. So what I should do next? Next thing, I should create like a temporary credentials to register my controller in order to be updated and in order to finish all the settings before I hand it over to the end customer. So I can do it in the categories tab here, and the status of this controller is unregistered. When I click manage, I will get option to register it. Just remember, when you are adding the controller first time, when you click register, registration, first step of registration will not link the controller with the end customer account. It is first generating like a temporary account, which is used just by the installer to finish all the settings, updates, any setup which needs to be done before the handover. So I will register it now. Okay, so now controller is registered to temporary credentials. I can see my temporary username here and the password here. Before I finish with the project, before I do the handoff, I can use this username and password. Like I'm user on the system, I can check the settings in the Control4 app. I can do the update, everything required before the final handoff of the project to the end customer. When that is finished, after that, I'm handing off the project to the end customer account, to the account where it should be registered at the end. I have a link here to start customer handoff, and I can do it directly from here, but I would like to show you where it is located in the OvrC. So anything related to the customer invitation and customer assignment on OvrC site, you do on the settings tab on the site level. So when I go to the settings, I have option invite user. Here I define the email address of my end customer to which my controller will be registered. When I click invite user, immediately I'm getting the email of the end customer, which I used to create the customer site. But you do not need to use this email. You can use whatever email here or edit it like you like. But in this case, I will keep the email I used for the customer. So what are the limitations when you are registering controller, when you are doing the handoff to the end customer email? The main and the most important in limitation is that you cannot use email which is already in the database of the registered customers for the Control4. So here you can use just email which is not already created with the customer account which is not already created, and you are at the same time creating new customer account and registering controller to that account. So this is now the only way how you can create new customer account, because on my Control4 you don't have any more option to create customers. So the only way how customers are created is this way. So this email which you use to invite the end customer is also the new customer account, and it has to be unique and not used already by the Control4 system. So as I'm doing the registration, I will select the first option, which is Control4. That means Control4 registration process, and send invite. So when I send invite on this email, my end customer will receive invitation that he can create account on his Control4 application. So email looks like this, just to find it. I think that's it. So email looks like this. The end customer receives the link to download Control4 app, either for iOS, either for Android phone, and he has a link to click in order to activate his account on the mobile app. So when click here, link is selected, the end customer is automatically redirected on his phone from this link to the mobile application, and he is then creating his own password to access the Control4 site. So just a second to show you how it looks like. So generally, this setup is done from the mobile phone on the end customer. And the application should be already installed before we click on this link. So this is the email. I receive it on the email I defined as end customer email. I click the link and I automatically redirected to the app. And in the app, I redirected automatically to the page to create password. So with initial setup, there is no any password created from the end customer. So with initial configuration of the application, the end customer, by entering the password, he is defining the new account and finishing the handover process that way. So after the new customer is activated, the handover process is finished. So installer as installer is not setting the password for the end customer. So password is practically property of the end customer, and the installer doesn't know the password of the customer account. So after that, the end customer has full access into the project through the Control4 application, and only the customer knows the password for the customer account he uses. So when that is finished, the whole process handover is done, and the status in the management in the categories of the controller is a handoff completed in that case. So in this case, I will just remove it from here and return it to my original account to show you how it looks like when it is. Just a moment. To remove it from this account. And to add it to my original account where it is already handed over. Okay, categories, devices. Okay, already assigned. Just refresh. Okay, let me try to edit once again. So what is important to remember is that when we link once the core controller with our customer on the customer side, we cannot unlink it anymore, which means if we would like to change the customer for the if you would like to change the customer for the certain site, we need to change site completely. Okay, manage, register. So when once we link the site, the OvrC site with certain customer, we cannot change customer anymore. So now here I didn't get any option to select the customer because it was already registered here. So it is registered automatically to the customer already who was already there. And that is this customer from this primary site. And the status when everything is finished is controller registered, handoff completed. So when we have handoff completed, that means that our end controller is assigned properly to the OvrC site. That means the end customer linked to this site. If I would like to use the same controller, but to some other customer, I need to create new OvrC account and that on that new OvrC account to create new customer and do this process from the beginning. So always when you link end customer with OvrC site, that is done permanently and you cannot change it anymore. So when controller is registered and handoff completed, our whole registration process is finished. And I see this project listed on my dot like any other customer I used to configure in old way. So these are all the customers which are created the old way and the new way. So here I can see also the site which is registered by the OvrC. So still on my.control4, even if you cannot create customer here, you still see the overview of all your customers like they are created on my dot as well, because you properly linked your OvrC account and your admin account from my.control4. Okay, so when you do the controller registration on the OvrC, the project name is automatically generated based on the name which you put as OvrC site. But you can always easily edit that name here, for example. So I can just put, I don't know, Belgrade Old Town, for example. And that way I can customize the name of project to be something like more suitable for the end customer. So, generic name is automatically added, and when handover process is finished, you can then change the project name easily. So it can reflect the location or whatever customer prefers to be his project name on the Control4. Okay, so let's go back. Generally, when once handoff process is done, we are finished with link with OvrC site and the end customer account. Of course, we can always add additional accounts for the certain end customer project, and that is done, in fact, through the customer portal. So let me show you on the customer portal. When we create a new account, just to find it. On the customer portal, when we create a new account, it is the same like any other of the customer accounts. So let's say, let's use this one. So end customer, when log into customer account, he can change the name of the project as well. And also he can change the email address if necessary. And also on my system, there will be the status of the registration of the controller. But as it is account created through OvrC, you will never see a registration code here. Because for the newly created accounts from the OvrC, the only way how you can register the controller is through the OvrC, so you cannot use the code and put it in the composer in order to register controller through the composer on the new account. So this user code is not available anymore for the newly created account through the OvrC. So I can show you, for example, some old account. This is old account. When I go to my system, I will get the user code if this account is not already used for registration, like this. So only old accounts which are not created through OvrC will have the code available to register controller through the composer. Regarding the controllers, the EA controllers and core controllers, they are compatible with registration through OvrC. So any new account which you create through the OvrC, you can use on the EA and core controllers to finish the registration process. But old controllers, like on the old project, like HC controllers, like HC800 controllers, they cannot go through the handoff process on OvrC, and only way how you can register all the HC800 controllers is using the code from the customer account. But code on customer account is available only for customer accounts which are created previously, not through OvrC, which means any HC800 controller, any old controller cannot use new accounts created through OvrC. So HC800 controllers can be registered only on old customer accounts which have this code available. How it is done, it is quite straightforward. So in the composer, in the account services, you can see the status of the controller. In this case, this controller is registered. So if I unregister it, just to log out here, my account, my system. I can unregister the controller. Yes. Okay. And when it is unregistered, when I go to the controller now, you will get this option. The status will be controller unregistered, and you will get this option for manual registration. So when I click here, I can enter the 10-digit code. But 10-digit code I have available only for accounts which are previously created, for the all accounts. And that way, by entering 10-digit code, I can register all controllers, not just new controllers, but the old HC800 controllers as well, to the accounts which have this code available. So I can go back here to my old account. My account, my system. And use this code to register my composer. I cannot paste it. Okay. Let me just double check. And this way I can register my legacy controllers to legacy customer accounts. So for the new accounts created through OvrC, the only way is through OvrC because there is no registration code. But for the old accounts, you can still register it through the composer by entering the code on the composer directly. As you can see on the composer, when it is registered, you don't have any more unregister button. So you need to unregister it from the customer account to log into customer account and do unregister from there. So is there any questions related to the new old accounts, new old controllers and the registration process?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
So
All clear.
it is just
Yeah.
important to remember that new accounts created through OvrC, they don't have registration code, which means those new accounts cannot be used to register old controllers, while any account created previously in the old way on my.control4 through the customer creation on my., they have available registration code and you can use Composer to register it without OvrC. So now my controller, this Core 3 controller is registered through registration code on some legacy account. And just to check the status now, to refresh. The status in OvrC would be controller registered, not via OvrC. When controller is registered to some legacy account, you don't have option, for example, to clear project directly from OvrC, but still you have available some additional features related to the Control4 project, even when it is not registered through OvrC. So this controller is completely functional this way also. Just it is using some legacy account which is not created through OvrC. The message I get here is because my OvrC site is linked already to new customer account, and in this case, it is not matched with the customer account created to OvrC, and because of that, I'm getting this message that handover process is not finished. So when we are speaking about new features available directly from OvrC related to the Control4, first of all, I have automatic backup of the project where I can define what is backup, what is when it is backed up. I can define the schedule as well, everything from OvrC directly. And when troubleshooting is in question, as there is no any more direct CLI access on controllers, here I have some the most commonly used CLI commands, which I can run directly from the OvrC and get information from my controller on OvrC. Also, you have some option to enter some parameters if required. For example, for this disk space, I can enter like this. You have option to define additional parameters and to get information which you would otherwise get directly by accessing CLI on the controller itself. Regarding the output from the CLI commands on OvrC, you can easily copy it using this icon on the up right corner, and you can easily then paste it to some text editor and search through it, looking for some information which is important for you. Okay, beside that, you also have direct access to the logs through OvrC. So you can check all the logs. You can edit the level of the log. Typically, if we are troubleshooting something, we should put it to debug, and we can easily download it by the get log option. So let's say, where is director here? We can say director debug, get the log, and it is downloaded as a text file, and you can further inspect it for any error in the log. So generally, you do not need, in order to do some basic troubleshooting, in order to check the logs, in order to do the backup, you do not need to open Composer at all. Not even for registration as well. You can do everything from OvrC when you have your controller registered in OvrC. Regardless, is it registered through OvrC or using some legacy account. So even if it is not registered through OvrC, if it is using some legacy account, you still have these useful features available, except the clear project, which is available only if it is directly registered through OvrC customer account assigned to this OvrC site. Okay, so typical question which I get related to, for example, some old projects and HC and 800 controller is how you can change, for example, end customer there. So as HC 800 controller is not compatible to handover process in OvrC itself, that means that we simply cannot assign the HC 800 controller to the new account on the Control4. But usually, if we need to change the customer, it's not that important that we change the account as an account. It is just enough to change the email address. So as long as we have access to the old customer account where, for example, HC and 800 is originally registered, we can change just the email address to reflect the email address of the new customer using that old project where HC800 is registered. So that is done quite easily. So you just go to my profile, edit my profile, and just by changing email address here, you are changing, you can put the email address of the new customer, and the account is still the same, which is used for legacy HC800 controller. So in that case, strictly speaking, we do not need to do any kind of unregister and register. We can keep the old account just to change email address to the new customer, and it will work completely the same like before. Just have in mind, when you change the email of the end customer, that email always needs to be unique, which means it's not already registered somewhere in the Control4, and it is free to have some other controller registered to it. Okay, so that is all main things regarding the registration process through the OvrC when you have Control4 controller added to the site. Do you have any question or maybe some situation where you didn't know how to resolve it using the new procedure?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay,
All
great.
clear.
I hope all is clear. So just to point out once again, new projects, new account using OvrC, old project, old account using the registration code from the customer portal. And also, when we are speaking about the OvrC, I would just like to mention the migration process. So if you need to change the dealer of record for certain customer site, you don't have option in OvrC to select a new dealer. So customer cannot change the dealer of record for his OvrC customer site. So in order to move one customer site on OvrC from one dealer to the another, you would need to connect locally on the site. You would need to connect OvrC Hub. And OvrC Hub is able to unclaim all the devices from the original dealer without need to log in to the original dealer account, and to reclaim them to the new dealer account after that. So how it is done, you need to go on site where those devices are located in that local area network. On the devices which needs to change the dealer, you need to connect OvrC Hub there. And when OvrC Hub is identified in that local area network, you then register OvrC Hub to the new dealer as a device. So OvrC Hub you add as device to the new dealer and to create a new customer site under the new dealer account. And then just by begin system takeover, the OvrC Hub will detect all the devices in local area network where it is connected and move it to the new customer site under the new dealer where you would like that those devices are located after that. So,
So, Alex, sorry
yes.
to interrupt. So
No worries.
the dealer that gets to a project where another dealer works for always have to pick or take an OvrC Hub with him.
Yes,
Always.
OvrC Hub needs to be on site.
Always.
Because yes, always, because without access to the OvrC admin account of the previous dealer, there is no other way to unclaim devices from the previous dealer. The
Okay.
OvrC Hub is the only way, and it needs to be connected directly in the local network in order to detect those devices. Yeah.
And has the controller for the OvrC Hub to be so stay there, or he after he made all the changes he can plug it off and take it with him again, or
No,
after?
it doesn't need to be there, because typically there should be already some device which is
Yeah,
acting like
yeah.
OvrC Pro, like controller or router or something like that. So the OvrC Hub is used just to scan and unclaim the devices.
Okay.
When they are claimed to the new customer, to the new customer site, to the new dealer, you can remove it from there. So it doesn't need to stay there. So you would need only one OvrC Hub, which you change, connect from site to site, and do the migration.
Okay, so
This
sorry, yeah, you first.
sorry, Chris. This OvrC hub can be a 110 router.
All the Arachnis or package routers can be
Yeah.
OvrC Pro agents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
including the controllers as well. The
CA1.
Control4 controllers above, I believe, 3.2 OS. They have
Yeah,
OvrC
okay.
Pro built in. Yeah.
So the CA1 can be.
As long as it has OS 3.2 plus, it can
Yeah.
be as well.
Okay. Okay.
Regarding the takeover, just to point out, OvrC Hub, you add as a device to the new dealer, and then but connect it physically to the local area network of the customer. It does the scan unclaimed devices and then automatically just add them to the new dealer account, to the new to customer of the new dealer account after that. So you need manually to add just the OvrC Hub as new device to the new dealer in order to start with the migration.
Okay,
Okay.
great, thanks.
Okay.
Team, I have to go. Sorry. Bye.
No worries.
Thank you very much.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome. So anyway, I covered all what I planned for today. So do you have any question for me related to registration process or to OvrC in general?
So Alex, that means that the old procedure doesn't work like we do it in my Control4 with a dealer of record, so the customer by himself can change the dealer. That no longer works.
When Control4 registration is in question, the end customer can change it like before.
Okay.
So that works the same way. Let me just show you. So it is Smart Home Pro. So customer can easily change the dealer of record when Control4 registration is in question, like before. So I can put whatever.
Yeah.
I can select whatever dealer for
Yeah.
my for my controller. But there is no similar option for OvrC. In OvrC, that has to be done through the OvrC Hub.
Okay.
So what happens if my controller is on the OvrC of the old dealer and I change dealer of record for Control4? In that case, I will have here in categories, I will have status changed, and the status would be that controller is on different dealer, and I will not have access as an old dealer. I will not have access to anything related to the Control4 project.
Okay.
Before controller itself is moved from the old OvrC accounts to the new dealer OvrC. But customer can change the dealer of record for Control4 through the MyDot anytime without any need to scan by OvrC Hub or something like that.
Okay, great. Thanks.
No worries. Any additional question?
No, very clear. Thank you so much.
Okay, no problem. Tabitha, you asked me for several scenarios, old controllers, new controllers. I hope I answered all the situations. It's clear.
Yeah,
Okay,
perfect.
good. Okay, if there is no any additional question, I would like to thank you on your attendance today. And of course, if you have any question in the future, feel free to ask, and I will be happy to assist you with any project you may have. Thank you once again.
Alex.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Alex.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alex.
Have a great day. We will see us next week.
See you next week. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.